All right. See if we're online here. There we go. Hello, hello. All right. All right. We're going to have a vibe coding session here. And we'll just wait for people to join so that we can come up with some ideas. All right. Anybody who's here that wants to discuss some ideas for vibe coding, just drop something in the chat. If you want to join via video, I can drop a link for that as well. So today I'm going to be using either Claude Code, which is in the terminal here, or we can use Cursor as well, which is an IDE, Integrated Development Environment, that we can use to code something. I'm newer to Claude Code, so that might be fun. But yeah, let's see. We've got two waiting. What if that means I'm not broadcasting? I believe I'm broadcasting. Okay, 3 watching. All right, let's see here. I'm waiting for someone to join. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and show everybody how to start Claude Code. Now, to install it is kind of a different story, but okay, there we go. Okay, all right, good. The chat people are saying that I am broadcasting, so that's good. All right, so installing is pretty simple. npm install here. Anthropic-AI is the repository, and then Claude Code is the, or Anthropic AI is the author, and Claude Code is the repository. And I've already done that. So to start it, we just run Claude, and it gives us this interface here. And we can really just kind of say anything we want to. So if somebody's got an idea that they want to start with, I can go ahead and vibe code that. I'll give you an example here. Please create a new project called demo2 in a directory called demo2 with a to-do list which is yellow with pink text. And I don't know. Uses dog emojis for to-do checkboxes. All right, so once we do that, it has some cute waiting message here. It gives us some checklists of things that it has to do. It's also going to ask you if you want to allow it to do certain things. I've already done that here, but there may be some items which it still asks for permission for. But right now, so what it's doing, it says it's going to create, okay, well, create a demo2 project directory, create an HTML file with yellow background, yada, yada, yada. We've got the code here. We could go through and take a look at it, but vibe coding is kind of more about just letting it do what it's going to do. So do you want to create index.html? I want to say yes, and I also want to allow all edits during the session so that it can just kind of automatically edit. So it's now shenaniganing. Still working on things. All right, done. I've created the Demo2 project with a fully functional to-do list featuring yellow background with pink text, dog emoji checkboxes for uncompleted to-dos, and a walking dog for completed ones. Fair enough. I wasn't very specific about that. All right, so here we go. Go into Demo2. Can open this with Safari. And here is our Demo2 to-do list. Walk the dog. Pet the dog, feed the dog. All right, and we can check these off, delete them. There we go. There's our Demo2 to-do list. All right, let's look at the chat here. All right, Orange Guy doesn't have an idea. Sam Hines says she's trying to figure out some free way to create an online repository of documents for my college that's searchable and that the professor could directly submit documents. Can vibe coding help? Yeah. Let me drop a... Oops. Doesn't seem to be working. Let me drop a link in here. I can't seem to be able to type in there, so I'll just copy this and paste it into my other computer here. All right, so if you jump into there, you should be able to jump into the video, and then we can discuss specifically what you're looking for. Okay, so let's see here though. Trying to figure out how to have some free way to create an online repository of documents. Okay, so basically, it sounds like kind of like a Google Drive sort of thing that's searchable and that the professors could directly submit documents. Hello! Can you hear me? I need to work on that. All right, let's see here.
Yes.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Well, there's a pretty big delay. So, okay, so it sounds like
Hi.
Hi. So it looks like you
Yes, that's
kind of...
exactly what I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's a very long delay. Okay, so you're looking for a Google Drive kind of thing and make it searchable, and so that they can directly submit documents. Yeah, you can do that with vibe coding. That is going to require a backend, unfortunately. So I'm assuming you want this to be available for your you want this to be available to everybody. When somebody submits a document, you want it to be uh, something that they can then, like, multiple people can look at the web page and see those documents on. Obviously, you want that, I guess. So the issue here is that you need a backend to run this on, and in order to do a backend, we are going to have to run this on a need to be publicly available. Yeah. All right. So what I would do for that is I would either um, put something on Heroku or AWS. Probably Heroku is the best bet. So to vibe code that, we'd want to do it locally first. So trying to think of the best technology to use for something like that. Probably Node.js is going to be our best bet. And then because you're going to want drag and drop kinds of stuff, you're probably going to want to use React for it. So let's go ahead and try something like that. And actually, I guess if it's at your college, you could run this on a local server, so that you might not even need to run this on Heroku. But let's give it a shot. All right, let's new project. In a new directory. And I'll just go ahead and copy what you said. All right, I'll paste that. An online repository of documents from my college that's searchable and that the professors could directly submit documents. We'll just see what it does when we give it that. All right. It says I'll create a comprehensive online document repository for your college with search functionality and professor submission capabilities. Let me plan this project first. All right, so it's going to come up with this to-do list here. All right, so it's chosen Node.js and Express. That's fine. Express is a web server under Node.js. We're going to create a database schema, implement document upload functionality for professors, build search functionality with full text search, create front-end interface for document browsing and searching. Doesn't say what front-end interface it's going to use. Create front-end or add professor authentication and authorization. Create document management dashboard for professors. Add file type validation and security measures. Create a package.json for setup instructions. All right, see what we got here. All right, so it's gotten the first 3 of those ready. All right, implementing document upload functionality for professors. Yeah, looks right. It's putting together the back end code right now. All right, building in search functionality. It already built the professor authentication and authorization. Creating a front-end interface for document browsing. Well, we want that. Okay, it's working on that now. I would have preferred that it do that first, but that's okay. Problem is that if the authentication doesn't work, then we're never going to get to see the front-end interface. But we'll just cross our fingers. All right. And then The only thing left to do is create the document management dashboard for professors. All right, here it is, College Docs. All right, I think we're on the, no, we're still working on the front end interface. And I should have asked it to write some tests on this as well, but that's okay. We can have it write some tests once it's done, if it works. All right, let's create the document management dashboard. I wish it would kind of automatically create little milestones where we could test to see how we like it so far. I guess you just have to ask for that. Let's look what's in the back end here. Got models, routes, uploads, middleware. There's the database. Okay, that's the auth. The document route. These are where the uploads are going to go, I think. Here's the database schema, probably. In the front end, we have our assets. Don't have any assets in there yet. There's our CSS. Dashboard, our index, and then our app.js. All right, where we at? Still working on the document management. Let's see here. One critique I've heard about vibe coding is that if you build checks like you might in traditional coding, that it sometimes breaks AI for various reasons. Have you found that to be true? If you build in checks, I don't know exactly what you mean, like validation? Like validating, what do you mean by checks exactly? Like validations? No, I haven't found that. It's I usually ask it to do those validations if I'm vibe coding. So, yeah, I mean, um, if I include that, it usually remembers what I was doing just from looking at the code context, um, and maintains that. It's been a while since I've added validation specifically like that, and this was probably like a year ago. It did it, it would occasionally, if it like if I needed it to rewrite the whole thing, then it might forget about it. But usually I would include that stuff like that in the requirement, in the actual written requirement, so that it can go back and find that stuff if I need to rewrite something. Okay, we are done here. So here's the all right, we've got a readme.md that we can look at. Um, let's see what that looks like. Okay, well, I don't know if I have Sublime on here or not. I do not. I'll just load it into Cursor, just to upset Cursor. All right, college document repository, comprehensive web application, blah, 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 blah. Installation setup. It needs node.js, needs npm. We should have both of those. All right, this assuming that we're cloning it from GitHub or something like that. All right, I don't know if it has already. Let's see what it's done. All right, let's see. Perfect. I've created a comprehensive college document repository system with all the features you requested. Here's what's been built. All the details there to get started. It's just telling us what to do. The system is production ready with comprehensive documentation, security measures, and all the functionality you requested for professors to submit documents and students to search and access them. All right, let's go ahead and do what it says. So we'll go into that directory. And just do an npm install. And this will basically install all of the requirements, all of the dependencies that it has included in the package.json file there. Okay. Found 0 vulnerabilities. Awesome. Okay, we need to npm run initdb. This is going to create our DB connected to SQLite database. Admin and user created with email and password. Admin123 database connection closed. All right, that was easy. And then we will use npm start to start the server. College document repository server running on port 3000. Visit localhost 3000. So we're going to open up Safari here. There we go, Safari. Localhost 3000. And here we go. All right. Let's see what. Okay, so here's the default admin account. Not sure if that also is the professor login or not. I guess we have to register first. No, it didn't know what to do with that. Professor login doesn't know what to do with that either. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so it has what it's trying to do here is, I think it's trying to include JavaScript functions for these, and it would normally hide these two different pieces. It looks like the CSS isn't loading. I'll try again just to see. Yeah, I don't think the CSS is loading. So let's let it know that. All right. I installed everything, started the server, and loaded the page in Safari. The problem might be Safari. Safari can be a little particular sometimes. All right, so because when I click on register, for instance, it tries to go to rather than showing the all right, so I'm basically just helping it to troubleshoot here. All right, the issue is that the front end files aren't being served correctly by the Express server. Let me check the server configuration and fix the static file server and routing. The server configuration looks correct for serving static files, and the issue might be with the Helmet middleware interfacing with CSS and JS loading or the file paths. Let me fix this by adjusting the Helmet configuration, ensuring proper static file serving. Okay. So this might be a limitation with Claude Code that it might work better to use Cursor here for these sorts of things. Cursor on this particular computer, and I wouldn't recommend this normally, but I have given it basically like full access to my command line, so it can run all of these commands on its own and do all the debugging and troubleshooting. The issue is that if it accidentally, for instance, decides to delete everything on your hard drive, then your hard drive is gone. On this computer, I don't really care. This is a separate computer that doesn't have anything on it that I really care about. And if it did that, that wouldn't be the end of the world for me. So, but let's see. Okay, it's done. Perfect. Now let me restart the server and give you the instructions to test this. All right, well, it looks like it's actually killing. Okay, that's great. So it's running this this command. So this might actually be something that it would be able to do what I was just describing that Cursor does. All right. Yeah, sure. What the hell? Let's allow it to do p kills. That basically just allows it to to terminate processes running, which is fine in this case. And like I said, if it decides to do something catastrophic to the computer, I'll just re-image the computer. No big deal. npm start. Yeah, let's let it do npm starts in the future. All right. Helmet CSP disabled content security policy that was blocking CSS.js, static file server, added logging to debug file requests, route handling, improved catch-all routing, and debug logging added to console messages to track loading. Okay. Let's give it a reload and see what happens. Exactly the same. Let's see here. I can't remember exactly how in there's a place in here where you can turn on developer mode. There's some sneaky way of doing it. Maybe security? No, look it up. How to enable developer mode in Safari. You need to activate the develop menu in the browser settings. This menu provides access to various development, preferences, advanced. Okay. That's where I was. Did I miss it?
Show features for web developers. There we go. All right.
All right. So now if we go to develop, trying to remember where this is. Oh, JavaScript console. That's what we want.
All right. All right, cool. So we have the JavaScript console now, and okay, so we are now
Getting an error here. An SSL error has occurred. Oh, it's trying to use SSL. That's the problem because we don't have an SSL certificate here. I think we'll probably just want it to skip SSL for the time being. Show login function not found. app.js may not have loaded. Yeah, okay, so that's the problem. It looks like the problem is that the code is assuming an SSL connection, but I don't have a cert and don't want to install one. Please fix. And what we ought to be doing at this point is probably creating a Git repository so that we can create little milestones here and we can go back in case we need to change things. But we'll do that later. Orange Guy says you should code a new coding language. That would be interesting. Okay. Okay, it's HTTP friendly now. So let's see. Disabled HTTPS, fixed cores, added proper MIME types, used relative API URLs. Okay, that's all good. Clear the browser cache completely, hard refresh. I'm just going to give it a shot. Let's see what happens. All right. Oh, did that? I guess it worked. Okay, fine. I'll clear the cache. Privacy. Manage website data. Remove all. Okay. Well, seemed to have worked. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Search and access academic documents. Let's register. All right. Professor Man. I don't know if it's going to actually require an email. Let's just put something fake for the time being. Test 1, 2, 3. Department of Departments. Right. Save the there we go. Okay, so we've registered here. We are logged in now. Upload a document. Choose a file. Let's go to was it this one? Yeah. Claude
let's just upload our, no, we can't upload the package.json. We can't upload any of these for some reason. What kind of a document do we have to upload? Let's just create a preview file. Let's see. I'll just do that. Go to preview, create a new from document. There we go. We'll save this as a let's see, projects, this guy, Claude docs, professor document. Let's save it as a PDF. All right, let's try this again. Here we go, professor document. Upload that. Just document. Course code, optional tags, optional, make document publicly visible. We will upload the document. All right, so now we have 1 total documents, 0 total downloads, 1 recent uploads. And here we go. This is it. We reload. It's still there. Is that the download button? All right, yeah. So we download that. Do you want to allow downloads on localhost? You can change this. Yes, allow it. Okay, cool. And then we go here, and there it is. We downloaded it. There you go. Welcome back, Professor Man. Yeah, so that is the document system. Looks like it is fully implemented. So what you would want to do is probably just then run this on a local server somewhere on your campus. And I mean, it didn't do things like verify the email address and stuff like that. So you probably want to put in validations like that. But yeah, that should be everything that you need to upload documents. And I don't know if it has. Oh, search my documents. All right, so let's look for applesauce. Doesn't find it. Professor document. They found it. Yeah. So searching seems to be working. Cool. Okay, sounds good. All right, cool. Well, I guess that is our project of the day. I will connect with you, Sam, and I can share this repository so that you can install it on your campus's server if you want to, although I would have somebody do a security audit and take a look to make sure that it's not going to expose anything to anybody that you don't want to. But yeah, I think that is probably, you bet, that's probably everything we need to do for this session, unless anybody else has anything else they want to code up. All right. Cool. Well, thanks, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down early, but if anybody would like to do this again next week, think of some projects that you'd like to build, and we will build it. All right. Thanks. Take care. By the way, I forgot to mention, you don't want to start this on your server as it is right now, because as we mentioned earlier, we don't have any SSL on this,
so it would be very insecure. So you probably want to implement SSL on it before you do that. I don't want to install certs on my machine or anything like that right now because that's kind of a pain. But that would be the next step that you'd probably want to do, or have somebody in the IT department do that. All right, take care.